Hey everyone, my name is Jessica Tenney and I am with Realty Connect. Welcome to my first podcast here on Moms in Real Estate. I want to take a few quick moments to introduce my first guest. Big round of applause. Take it over, Jamie.
Hi, I'm Jamie Weinberg, Homes by Jamie J from Realty Connect, and I am absolutely honored to be here with Jessica while she's starting off her podcast journey. Super cool. I love the topic. I am a mom. Many people may not know that about me. So I'd love to hear from Jessica. I'd love to hear some of the questions you have. I came ready to bear it all.
Beautiful. That's what we're here for, and we're going to get to it. Got my list right here. Let's rock and roll, guys.
She's so prepared.
I try. You know, it takes time, but I got it. So, how many children do you have?
I have two. I have a little girl named Jalen who will be turning 15 in November. And I also was blessed with another little angel named Joelle, and she just turned 4.
Oh, adorable.
Very adorable, but it's two of the most difficult jobs ever, raising a toddler and a teenager at the same time, and I am a single mom.
Okay. So absolutely understand it's a lot. And how long have you been doing real estate?
I think I came out of the womb doing real estate, but I had a couple jobs in between there. I've been licensed since 2005, and in between that, I also was a litigation paralegal for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
So in my former life, I did that. So I focused mainly in the areas of foreclosure defense, short sales, loan modifications, and bankruptcy work. And I didn't do real estate full-time because I was blessed with my daughter, Jalen, shortly after becoming licensed. And at that time, I don't know if you remember, 2005, 2006.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It was probably the worst time to be in this industry. So I ended up working a regular job, 9 to 5. I was very nervous, depending upon commission. And that was a big hindrance to me in the beginning. I wish I had done real estate full-time sooner. But, you can't go back in time. I always tell myself, stop shooting on yourself, like shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yep, 100%. Never have those regrets. Just move forward. So obviously having young kids, how did you time management? How did you, handle like multitasking?
I would say the most difficult time period for the multitasking and being a momager and being a full-time real estate broker was the breastfeeding journey. Dun, dun, dun. It's like the undiscussed topic of that. So I'll spare the guys out there with the awkward details, but I'm sure you have a little one at home and another one on the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But being at showings or open houses and having to take time out, it's a medical issue at this point. You have to pump, right? Mm-hmm. We have to get that relief. So I would lock myself in clients' bathrooms, on the floor. I'd lock myself in my car, in a parking lot. And then once the deed is done, you need a full supply of ice packs and coolers, and how are you going to transport this life-giving substance? So the most difficult time management task, I would say, would have been the nursing and pumping. That was very, very difficult. I credit all the moms out there that do it.
100%.
Tough job. So that in itself was probably the most difficult thing. And as far as just general multitasking day to day, I don't know how I do it. A lot of prayer. Really, just making lists is a godsend. I make a ton of lists, and some days I can make a chicken soup from scratch in the crock pot like I did yesterday, and some days I warm up those dialing fingers, and you guessed it, we order out. So it's just about, being forgiving and not having any kind of negative self-talk. If I can't cook that day and I can order out, the kids are nourished, the kids are fed, and things are taken care of. But I'd say list making is my number one go-to. And I keep that list right here on my phone. This
Absolutely.
is an extension of my right arm, and everything I need for life is in there. So
Exactly.
Lists for the win.
Did you ever put your children in daycare or anything like that? Did ever have time to do that? Or was it more, you just took them to home inspections. You just took, because that's what I'm doing right now. And I give myself a lot of credit. I don't know how I'm doing it either. It's incredible, but I time block and I do what I have to for my clients.
Before I answer, how do you take the response from the general public when you bring your baby? How old is your baby?
He's 2.
And how does that go? What kind of responses do you get from people?
You know, I'll text my clients, hey, is it okay if I could bring my son? Depending on what it is. Obviously, listing appointments, I don't. Home inspections, I have in the past. And, you know, the house is vacant, so obviously that's okay. But a lot of clients have been absolutely phenomenal about that and just allowing me to bring my son. I've brought him to a couple attorneys' offices, and he'll just sit on my lap. And he's a good boy. You would never know he's even there. He just wants to hold my finger, sit on my lap. And so that kind of helps in a sense where he is very amazing in that sense. Because if he wasn't, there's just no way I could get half of what I do accomplish.
Right. So I'll backtrack now, and to answer your question, my older daughter did go to daycare. She has been in daycare since she was like 6 months old. And I would say that was also kind of a blessing and a curse. At that time, I mean, we're going back to the archaic ages of daycare costs back then. I think it was about $250 a week.
Okay.
Now I don't even know what it would cost.
Almost double.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's a huge expense. I haven't really needed daycare this time around, but on occasion, I would bring her to some things and kind of share the same sentiment as far as home inspections or just a quick dropping off a lockbox. Or there's so many tasks that realtors do that the general public aren't aware of. It's not just showing houses and signing contracts. We have things to do like post office runs and bulk mailing and picking up flyers. I don't go anywhere without there being 3 or 4 real estate tasks kind of shoved in there. So even a fun day of let's go to the aquarium, and on the way home I'm like, oh my gosh, I just have to pick up this lockbox. So I'm sure you can identify with that as well.
100%. My husband's like, you're always on your phone. I'm like, I know, I'm working. Like, it's my Bible. I can't help it. Like, I just have that, you know, nonstop mentality of just work, work, work. And you know, like I want to do it while I can, while I'm very full of energy, have the time to do it, and go from there.
How have you been feeling? It's nice you brought that up because some may or may not know you have a bun in the oven.
I am. I'm 23 weeks pregnant as of today, which is incredible. My first trimester, I was just so tired. I was mentally drained. I couldn't get out of bed until at least 11:30. And just sleeping in. Now I'm fine. The mornings are not as bad for me, but yeah, just a lack of energy on certain times, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, it's good. I'm glad you're happy and healthy now. Things are moving along now. You're in the second trimester?
Second trimester, yeah. We're due in February, so it'll be very exciting and nerve-wracking, and we'll see how baby number 2, how that works with time management and all that.
Yeah, it should be totally all uphill from here.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, the daycare issue hasn't really come up, and now my little one is in UPK full day. So with that, it has afforded me a little bit more time. But I have to be honest with you, I miss her. I miss her terribly, and I kind of wish she was home.
Of course. You know, she's there with you. You love her. You want to spend as much time as you can with her, but also too, you want to work and multitask. So I get it 100% with you on that.
For sure.
You know. So, have you lost any clients being a mom in the past?
I have to say I've been very fortunate not to have lost any business because of being a mom. I think my clients respect me more for it, and I probably work crazier hours than anyone else. I was talking to you before we started today. My first text from a seller came in at 4:50 a.m. and generally the phone starts somewhere between 6 and 7, and I don't turn it off or disconnect from work until probably 10 to 11 o'clock at night. There's a definite misconception about real estate being flexible. I love that comment. How do you feel when people ask you about how flexible your job is? Do you love it?
Or how easy it is. Don't forget that.
It's so flexible.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I've gone grocery shopping or to a car wash or any place. Took my daughter shopping 2 days ago, and I was on the phone with you majority of that time, and attorneys and clients and mortgage professionals, and our clients work 9 to 5. When they're off is when our phones are ringing. So it's difficult getting all of the tasks done throughout the day that we need to do, and then after work hours, it's like the witching hour. Around 4 to 5 o'clock, the phone starts going. And I promised my daughter I would just take her to a few stores, and I feel as though I embarrass her. The phone rang. I grabbed the shopping bag out of her hand, took a pen off of the desk at customer service, and had to start writing a name, an address, and an email for a listing appointment on Monday.
Wow. Oh,
so
wow.
she had to walk around the mall with the bag and all of this information, chicken scratch written on it. It's just, but that's the way it is. That's how flexible it is, where you can't turn your phone off for a moment. And in this society, we're living amongst an instant gratification world where people want the answer to their question. They want what they need at that moment, and if you don't give it to them, they pick up this phone, they start Googling, and they will call the very next person in line who will give them that answer.
100%. And I've had it where I've had a buyer never worked with before call me at like 10:50 at night and ask me questions on the listing I just posted, and I'd say, yeah, absolutely, I'll give you as much information as I can, but also too, I'm about ready to fall asleep. So but yeah, it's definitely with the time and everything, you're right, after 5 o'clock we're working, we're still grinding, we're not stopping.
It never ends. Do you watch TV?
All the time.
How?
At night where I'm trying to go to sleep. That's my little niche. I have to have the TV noise in the background, and then I can go to sleep.
Well, you mentioned noise. Are you actually watching it?
Sometimes, yes, but most of the time I'm on my phone texting, responding, emails.
Yeah.
Even last night it was, emailing Mark and everything and sending him messages back and forth and just... but I just need that noise in the background. I can't have that silence, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does, because I make these valiant efforts and attempts to try to watch something on television, and let me tell you something. I can't remember the last time I watched a full episode of something from start to finish. The only time I can get through a movie is if I physically put the phone upstairs on the charger. I have to have it out of the room. Otherwise, I cannot. I don't know if it's an obsession or an addiction, but I am constantly on my phone as well. I was just making sure I'm not alone in that.
No, you're definitely not, because I'm always on my phone looking at it, and sometimes like my phone will go off when I'm driving, and I'm like, okay, I can't do it now, but I'll look as soon as I get a red light or pull over. So you want to obviously drive safe, of course, but I'm with you there.
It's tough. It's definitely a tough business. It's not for everyone, but I have to tell you, I absolutely love what I do. I eat, breathe, and sleep real estate. I'm pretty sure I eat, sleep, and shower with my clients at this point. And there's nothing else that I would rather do. I love what I do. I'm very passionate about it, and I think my clients can tell. Majority of my business is referral-based. I throw out some postcards here and there, but I don't really get too much business from those. All of the listings and all of the buyers I've had recently are all from referral, word of mouth.
That's wonderful.
So to build a business over 18 years with simply word of mouth clients, it's something I'm very, very grateful for.
No, that's absolutely incredible, Jamie. Like 100%. Like that just gives you a lot of credit for what you do, how great you are in this industry. And I respect you. You're one of my mentors, I would say, because you are rocking and rolling and just crushing it.
Well, it was an honor. It was an honor to be asked to be here. I'm so grateful that you called me. I will support any woman in business. It's a tough job, and I don't know that there would be a lot of appreciation for it unless someone else spent a day in our shoes. But even a day isn't 2 years, 4 years, 15 years. Raising those children and having the regular concerns of parenthood and those frustrations and troubles, adding in running your own business, it's definitely challenging. So kudos to you also.
Thank you.
Welcome
Appreciate
to the
it.
business.
Thank
Welcome
you so
to the
much.
life.
Thank you so much. Would there be any advice that you would give to a young mom thinking about getting into real estate, or anyone that is in real estate right now currently, that are in our shoes with young kids, that they don't know what to do, they don't know, how to keep working this business, they're thinking of giving up? Any advice that you would give to them that are listening right now?
A couple of pieces of advice would be just do it. What are you waiting for? The only thing I could say I would have done differently with my career is I would have started full-time sooner. I absolutely would have abandoned all of the fears, everything telling me I can't, or I don't have enough time, or I wouldn't have enough money. There is no replacement for time. And the second thing would be ask for help. If you need
100%.
help, ask for it. So if I don't have time to clean my house, there's somebody that will help me with that. If I don't have time to file paperwork or load listings, ask for help. There are people that can help you with that. And I was given a little piece of advice from a very wise person, and they told me, I no longer do $8 an hour jobs. Any job that's beneath, $10 an hour, I don't do it. I don't cut my own grass. I don't fold my own laundry. If there's something that needs attention and it's not a money producing activity, if it's not income producing, leave it alone. All that other stuff, it'll get done. Make a list. If it doesn't get done today, do it tomorrow. So my advice would be stop beating yourself up and just do it.
100% agree with you. 100% of that. That's just true. I took the plunge and I went full time just prior to the pandemic, and it's been nonstop amazing, and I wouldn't change it for the world. You're 100% right.
It's tough though. It's not going to be easy. That's for sure.
Definitely.
What else? I know we talked about pets. Do you have any pets?
I do. I have 2 dogs, and they're the love of my life as well. Little beagle and a little coonhound. So love them. Thank God for a doggy door. If it wasn't for that, that would make it difficult.
That's the other thing, dog walking. That's a challenge, right? They're just 100%. Like having children.
100%. So usually at night, we'll do our family walk up and down to the beach, because I'm only a couple blocks away. So it's really nice to have that relaxing time with the family. Sammy walk. Now his new thing is trying to hold a leash, and he wants to walk them. And the one dog is a little bit older, so we're like, here you go, have the leash. She's not going to get it far anyway.
Right.
And he loves that. He's just growing up way too quick before our eyes, and just every day it's something new with him, and it's just absolutely incredible, and I enjoy every second of it. So it's pretty cool in that.
Are you nervous about anything with the new baby, bringing on another team member?
I'm a little nervous 100%, because I just finally figured out how to really get this going with one child. So now throw 2 in the mix. It's going to be interesting, but I have the talent that I think I could do it. I'm very blessed that my parents are both retired, so they kind of help me out a little bit. So if I do need, help right away, I can always give them a call. So that's going to be helpful as well. So
most definitely, yeah. I'm sure you'll figure it out. You're pretty resilient. You've been here, and you're not going anywhere. You're on fire.
I'm planning not to go anywhere. You're going to have to drag me and kick me out. So that's how I'm going to go down with the ship.
Awesome. Yeah, I have a handful. I have quite the menagerie of pets. Okay. I have a dog. I have a cat. And I had 1 foster cat, and then a client needed some help, so I took on 2 more foster cats. But luckily, I did place them. I drove them into Manhattan on my daughter's birthday that evening. This woman was willing to help, but she wanted the cats that night, so I drove them out there, and they have a great home now.
Incredible.
So I found this little passion for helping, and I don't know. I just can't say no. They're so cute. And I have a rabbit, too. I have a big lop-eared rabbit. He's about the size of a dog, this thing. He's great. I might be able to send you a picture of Buddy later. You can drop him in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'd love to see. I love rabbits. Had them growing up. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I had. They were all named after food. I had Honey. I had Honey Bunny. No, Thumper wasn't. Yeah, all of our pets were named after food. I don't know why. Peaches and cream. Now we had Chewy, so it's all like, I don't know. I guess I'm not creative. We just like food too much.
Nice. Who doesn't?
Oh, of course. Any restaurants that you like to go to that you just absolutely love to take the family to, or?
I'd have to say a family favorite is Teller's. I know. It's the champagne taste. My daughter loves Teller's. I used to take her there once a year for a birthday celebration, and we're fortunate enough to be able to go back. So that's a good one. I don't want to drop too many names, but obviously Peter Luger's is awesome. Are we breaking any rules by bringing up the food restaurants? We'll have to ask them for their support after the episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So any activities that you like to do as a family?
Well, that would require time. That's really funny.
Sorry, that was a question. Where was I going with that?
No. Sometimes we do get out and do some fun activities as a family. I love taking the kids to petting zoos, farms, aquariums. I'm an avid animal lover. So definitely getting outdoors and seeing new things.
So thank you so much, Jamie, for your time. I truly appreciate you coming on down for my first podcast and being our guest. You were absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for your knowledge, your professionalism, your experience, and helping out other mothers that are super going to be excited to watch this.
Thank you. No, it was my pleasure. I'm so honored that I was your first guest. I can't wait to see what you're going to do next. You're on to even bigger and better things, and I can't wait to meet that little baby.
Me too.
You have to bring him to the podcast.
Absolutely. That's going to be one of our adventures down the road here. Like have a car seat here and kind of go from there and do that, I think would
It'll be
awesome.
Just like every day.
Exactly. Normal stuff,
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jamie, so much. I look forward to staying in touch and working with you down the road, too, as well.
I'll see you on the rebound.